Hey y'all, it's your girl Kimberly D, and I thank y'all for coming back and doing life with me. We are here for our 4 week post op report or review, whatever you want to call it. I have my little sis here. Of course, she's the one that went through the process. I am just the one that's documenting it so that you all have a little more information than what you may have had before. And I thank y'all for tuning in for the pre and post. And so now we are here for our 4 weeks. It's been 4 weeks. How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel happy with my results. I feel refreshed. Uh, yeah, I feel fine.
Do you feel like you got the results that you were looking for?
Yes. I think I got better results than I was looking for. I think he came down maybe a cup smaller than what we kind of anticipated. So, yes, I'm still pretty swollen, but you know.
And how long are you supposed to be swollen for?
I think they said swelling could be 3 to 6 months.
Wow.
They won't settle in for a year. So I'm at the very beginning of that with 4 weeks. Yeah. So,
But you look good.
thank
And I
you.
can definitely see a difference. So, what was the size? Remind us, what was the size you were before?
An I.
An I.
I was an I cup.
And now you're probably
A high C.
A high C.
Yes.
And that's still with swelling.
Yes.
So imagine once the swelling goes down.
And they settle. Mm-hmm.
And so, how has it been? I know I'm probably skipping ahead, but as far as just what you're putting them in, what are you doing as far as bras? Like, how many times have you had to size down since the surgery?
Well, I'm still in sports bras. I'm still in the compression bras, so there hasn't been like any sizing. Like I won't be able to wear a regular bra for a while. Mm-hmm. So I'm still I went from a large compression bra to a medium. So just even with that, I can tell the swelling's coming down just from going down in the compression.
That's good. Because I've heard that people sometimes go from size to size to size to size, even during the post-op. Like at this stage, like 4 weeks, they may have gone through multiple sizes. So that's good. You can save money by staying in sports bras because sports bras generally expand and retract with you.
Yeah, but the bras that I have, they're technically sports bras, but they're like compression sports bras.
Yeah, we take.
She has to get her fur baby.
Yeah, he don't even want to go. Y'all know that's old man blues. He always trying to put his 2 cents in something. Okay, so we are back. So bra sizes, compression sports bras had prevented you or kept you from having to go into unnecessary expenses of purchasing bras that you don't necessarily you're not necessarily going to keep. Now let's talk about, so you're 4 weeks out. Let's talk about right after surgery and what has taken place between coming out of surgery up to this point. How was the first couple of days?
The first couple of days were a lot better than I expected or anticipated. I did, again, a lot of research. I watched a lot of videos myself. Some of those girls were going through pure heck. And then some of the girlies were just like, oh, this is a breeze. My experience was definitely the latter. As far as the medication they give you, I only took that like a handful of times, maybe 3 times, and then I didn't even need it. Again, I was surprised of how it wasn't as painful. Yeah. But I definitely contribute that to like the prep. You know, the working out that I was doing, the hydrating that I was doing, the moving that I was doing, you know, the constant steps a day I was taking. So I think that made a world of a difference. But it's been fine. Like coming out of surgery immediately. One thing that was really interesting. So As soon as I came out of surgery, and this may sound so crazy, but I took like a really deep breath and I felt like I could breathe better, which you don't know because you have
All
a
the
toddler on your chest for all your life. So you don't know that you think you're breathing
is that
fine.
easy.
Yeah.
Without having all this weight and pressure.
Yep. So I was able to like take a deep breath and I was like, oh my gosh, I can
breathe.
Yeah, I can breathe. So, yeah.
Well, that was really good. I should have written it down because it just slipped my mind. It was pain. The pain tolerance. I've seen a lot of the girls say that they didn't want to continue in taking the pain medication because they didn't want to get hooked on it or addicted. And after surgery is one of the fastest ways that you can get addicted to pain. Or get addicted to pills. So you said that the pain was not as bad. If you say not as bad, the initial pain 1 through 10.
The pain was like right after surgery, maybe a 3, and then after that, like a 1. It can be managed. Well, for me, it was able to be managed with like Tylenol and ibuprofen.
So you didn't.
And
take
that's
the
just
NARS.
for me. No, I didn't have to.
But
take
she
the
also
NARS.
has a high tolerance for pain, so you have to keep that and take that into consideration. Also, your pre-prep played a huge part because she's talking about she got her steps in, she was hydrated. We're talking to a person that goes to the gym probably 7 days a week.
Almost 7, yeah, about 6. Yeah.
And does well over 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah. Like I averaged maybe 13,000 or so steps a day for like months on end. I may be thick, but that's because I like to eat. So, you work out so you can eat. Yeah. One day I'll get my nutrition together so then it'll all line up. But yes, the steps, moving your body, seriously, like moving your body consistently makes a world of a difference. So when you go through that trauma of having surgery, your body's not freaked out. Your body can bounce back because it's used to being active and useful. Right. Our bodies are meant to be useful, where you should be able to carry groceries up the stairs and, chase your kids or nieces and nephews or whoever around, or walk the dog without getting out of breath. So I think that had a lot to do with it. And then hydrating, like drinking at least a gallon, of
water
a day for months.
Electrolytes.
Yeah, liquid IV, lemon in my water, so all of that consistently. And
then she also has stairs in her home, so she has to get to her room. She can't get to her room without going up a flight of stairs. So we have to take that into consideration as well, that you did that right off. Yeah. You were able to do stairs. She was able to, I'm telling her story, but she was able to go the bathroom. Yeah. And let's talk about drains. She had no drains.
I didn't have to have drains. So thank God for that. Even prior to my surgery, he told me, he's like, as much as I'll be taking, you're going to have drains. He explained the drains to me. I think he said it'll be maybe 2 on each side. So I was prepared, ready for drains. It was explained that because he's taking so much and I'm going from an I to possibly a C, that there was just no way around it. I came out of surgery and he said, we didn't have to do drains. Your body, clotted up properly. And so that was such a wonderful surprise. So no drains, didn't have to have drains. My incisions are healed. Everything's fine. Didn't have much leakage. So that was a blessing. That was God, seriously, that I didn't have to have drains. So
prayer changes things.
Yeah.
And then how much did he take off of each side?
So initially, I think he kind of explained, like, just for insurance to approve it, it has to be, I think, between 600 and 650. I don't know if it's cc's, grams, whatever. Maybe you guys understand. But so I was expecting 650 per breast.
And generally, isn't it in pounds? I've heard it being in pounds.
I know people explain it differently. Like some women will say, oh, they took off X amount of pounds. Some people say cc's or something like that. But he took off almost 1,200 per breast. So say if it's cc's, he took off 1,200 per. He took off quite a bit.
That's a lot.
Like,
that's a
quite
lot.
A bit.
Pounds, cc's, whatever
yeah.
it is, that's a lot.
Yeah. And I didn't have I got the anchor incision. So I know that he did explain with, you know, when I told him I want to go as low as possible, he's like, I can get you down to an A cup if I remove the nipple, which he said he doesn't like doing, because then you risk like circulation, you know, and filling coming back and that sort of thing, which he did not have to completely remove it. So that was a plus as well. So yeah, he took off a significant amount. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And as far as feeling, everything is.
I can feel everything, even more, kind of to the point to where it's like, all right, this needs to taper down.
This is
So,
weird.
But my follow up appointment, they said that's fine. You know, better to have more feeling sensation than none. But yes, I can feel everything. So he was really good. Yeah, it was Dr. Peter Wu in Phoenix, Arizona. He was really good.
Mr. Wu, you did your big one.
Yeah, he was really good.
You did your big one. So, what are some things that I, of course, haven't asked, but you may want to share? Some things that you wouldn't think of, like as far as going to the bathroom, were you constipated?
No, I took, oh, yes. So I was not constipated, but I did hear a lot of the girls talk about that. There's some stuff that I actually purchased from one of the girls that was saying, hey, if you're taking the narcotics, you may get constipated, or just from being under anesthesia, you may get constipated. So I started taking oxy powder. So it's just pills. It's in a pill form. I'm sure my sister will put it up, but it's like a little gray bottle. And so I took that. Now, I took that prior to my procedure because I said, I got all my prep, I got everything that I needed, but I said I wanted to see if this stuff was going to be like X-Lax, because, you know, like something like X-Lax will cramp your stomach, make you feel horrible. And I didn't want that for myself. You know, I didn't want to just have had surgery and then have to worry about cramped stomachs and that horrible feeling. So before, like a couple weeks before my surgery, I said, okay, well, let me take this oxy powder to see how my body feels.
Let's
if it's
test
gonna
it
give,
out.
yes, let's test it out. And it was nice and smooth and everything was fine, no cramping. So that's something that I would recommend if you just kind of want to kind of keep yourself regular. But I did take that. I did not have to take it often. Because when I came out of surgery, I was really strict on like no fast food for the first 2 weeks. You know, I'm gonna, you know, I like to have suja, so I drink a lot of suja. So just to try and give my body a chance to do its own natural thing.
I was gonna ask you about the diet. What
yeah.
was your diet like? Could you eat however? Well, you didn't really eat bad before.
Yeah, you could eat whatever you want to eat. I see some of the girls were like, I'm going to Taco Bell, you know, day of their surgery. You know, you could do whatever. I didn't have very much of an appetite, but our mom is amazing. Like, that woman is godsend. So, like, best mom ever. She brought me so much.
Yeah.
So many items.
She stayed on task.
She stayed, you know, she cooked for me. She prepped fruit for me, sandwiches, home cooked meals, everything. So fortunately, we have a really great tribe. You know, we have a really, really great tribe. So I didn't have to do almost anything. So I didn't have to have any fast food. I just had home cooked meals, but a lot of it was like more fruit based and, you know, like vegetable based and, you know, all of that stuff.
Balanced, very balanced. And as far as having the tribe, would you say that the times, I know there was times where you stayed home alone. And how did you feel about that? Did you feel concerned?
No, by the time I was home by myself, it was maybe till end of week 2, going into week 3. And by then I felt better.
Felt like you could do it. She could brush her own teeth, wipe her own tail.
Yeah, I was using the restroom by myself from day one. You know, now I had people on standby. So like literally people on standby. That's like, oh, wipe your butt if you need me to. You know, like my daughter and close, you know, family and friends. And so, but I was able to do all of that from day one. I didn't need help showering. Because
that was a big thing.
I have a detachable head. Yeah, so I have a detachable head. So I kind of use that like the first week. You know, it's like below the waist. They tell you not to shower for the first 2 or 3 days. So you kind of just lay there. I did buy some disposable towels. So then they're like these little dry squares and you wet them and they kind of inflate in you. But yes, I did. I've been showering on my own. I did need help, like to put on like undergarments, and then help to like put on my compression bra and things like that. So, and then drying off. You know, like when you're fresh out, your arms can only go so high up. So you need someone to, you know,
to
yeah,
help
or
you
you can
out.
just air dry. You do that too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then as far as the clothing, you had to, of course, wear the clothing that only buttoned in the front.
Yeah. So
For a while.
that was another thing. Some of the girls are like, "Oh, you're gonna have to wear this forever." I probably wore that stuff for like the first week or so, just because I had more mobility in my arms. Now it was a bit of a stretch, like having my daughter or someone like help me put it on, but yeah,
But you could do it.
yeah,
You could
yeah,
do
you
it.
could do it. Yeah, I'm still sore, so I still have some light bruising in certain places, but you know, just move your body. Yeah, it's to be expected. Um, back
And
at the gym.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You're 4 weeks post-op, so I believe at 3 weeks post-op,
3 weeks
you
I
were
was
able to
able
go
to
back.
walk. Well, she said yes. So 3 weeks I was able to, you know, like do walking. I could get on the treadmill with a slight incline. No stair stepper, no elliptical, no running or jogging. What she said was we don't want any bouncing.
Yeah,
So
no bouncing.
so none of that. I can't do any like resistance training with my upper arms quite yet. You know, no intense ab workout. So pretty much just like working out my legs, like squats and lunges and stuff like that. That's fine. And then I can get on the treadmill.
What about weights?
So.
How are you? Do you have any restrictions on lifting?
She said no more than 10 pounds for now.
So it's average.
But she said once I hit 6 weeks, then I'm in the clear.
To do whatever.
As long as I feel up to it. So everybody heals differently. So as long as I feel up to it.
So 6 weeks is the target goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, as far as how you feel about the way that you look,
I feel fine. I think other people, maybe it's a bigger deal for them, because I saw a really, really good friend that I work with, and she was just like, "Oh my gosh, you look great. You know, your body looks so different. You don't think your body looks different?" And I was like, "No, like my bust is smaller,
body dysmorphia.
but I don't think. Oh no,
you didn't have
no.
any regrets. You didn't look back and say, "Oh my God."
Mm-mm.
You know, because that's a real thing.
Yeah,
Some people look at themselves and say, "What happened?"
Yeah, I see there's, you know, I actually saw one video where a girl was like crying because it wasn't what she expected. I'm more, you know, I'm a bit older. I've lived a little bit more life, you know, I'm more mature. So yes, if I would have had them done at 16 or pre-children or something like that. But, you know, I've had that talk with myself. It's, you know,
those babies are done. They've done all the work they're gonna do. Those are for her now.
Yes. I loved them, you know, and I love my body regardless. You know, it's just more of a convenience. Don't have to worry about the pain and stuff. So yeah, you know,
so it wasn't for vanity at all. And if it was, it was, but it wasn't for vanity at all.
No, it wasn't for vanity. Now that they're not as big, of course I'm gonna wear like smaller tops and cuter things like that. Like, absolutely, you know, we all should feel comfortable in the skin that we're in. But no, it wasn't for vanity. Like, I can breathe better, I can move better, I can close, you know, there's a door in my bathroom, like, you know how you have the toilet, you know how my door is, like, you have the toilet and the toilet is in a little space of its own, so you close the door. Well, usually, and these are like the little mini winds that you just don't even think of. So when I went to close the door in the bathroom, the door just closed, versus I usually have to like shimmy in and push them down. And no, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can close the door.
Or use your boobs to do different things, different tasks, and you're like, wait a minute, I can't do that anymore. I can brush my teeth and my whole shirt isn't wet.
Yep. So brushing my teeth, you know, when you bend over to put water and, you know, drink some water and rinse your mouth, when I lean over, my shirt's not wet. So just those little things where, you know,
things that people don't think about unless you've had to experience it and endure it.
Yeah.
These are things that you wouldn't even think. So we are going to come back at 6 weeks.
Yeah, whenever.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
And
hopefully, because I'm finally, you know, like, cleaning up my diet. So I did say like I was going to, because I work out, and me working out, a big part of me working out is for my for my mental health. So I've worked out for years. And it's just for my mental health, mainly because it makes me feel good. And you know, people at work are like, why are you always chipper? Why are you you know, I'm
Those endorphins.
that's for me. Yes, it releases endorphins and I love it. I'm in the zone. That's my me time. So that's for me. But I always told myself, like, girl, you get your eating together, like your body will be bad because you spend hours in the gym. So get your freaking eating together. So since I've been eating healthier, and coming off of this procedure, I told myself, like, okay, I'm going to get my eating together. That way I can kind of have the full package that I want for me, you know,
Right.
not for anyone else. So that way I'm like, okay, like, let's see what goals, you know, like, let's see what gains I can get.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to see, you know, how much, you know, weight I can lose and muscle I can build. And, you know, I really want to do like body recomp, you know, snatch my waist more and slim out my arms, my thighs, and things like that. So hopefully in 6 weeks you'll see even more of a difference. But yes, it's definitely a difference in my bust, which makes your stomach look smaller. So that will expose you. If you got a big stomach, get them boobs done. You're gonna have a huge stomach.
Right.
If you have thank God I've never had a huge stomach issue. I don't know why. It's probably genetics. I have no idea. But I haven't, like, my stomach's never really been a big issue. But now that they're smaller, I can see the stomach.
And she really doesn't have one.
Well,
she doesn't have one.
To me, I can see the stomach. But they are smaller. So we'll see. It's a journey. You know.
And I know you said your friend made a comment, but as far as just being out in public, because you have been able to get out there a little bit more, as far as other people just out in the community, do you notice a difference? Like before, did you get a lot of stares versus now people just kind of move along?
I think before, of course, as big busted women, we always kind of got stares, especially if you dressed a little risque. You know, people were just looking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a curvier girl, so I kind of always got stares a little bit. Now I don't get as many stares unless if I wear like I went to the gym with like a crop top on. You know, I covered, you know, but I had on like a halter, and you know, like as soon as I walked in, like this guy was trying to talk to me.
It was
that
like, girl.
Yeah,
that girl.
But the stares,
not the girls, but that girl.
Yeah,
because there's a difference. Sometimes they're looking at the girls, but now you're just that girl.
Yes, we're all that girl. You know, like we are all that girl.
Like we know that, but now the world knows it. Like we know it, but you know what I'm saying. Men be looking at the girls.
Yeah.
But now it's
not much of the girls they have to look at.
It's the whole package.
Yeah. I'm trying to build that booty now. So
she already has that too.
I'm trying to build that booty. Yeah. I want people to be like, did she get a BBL? Did she? And I'm gonna be like, I did, yes, in the gym. Took me a year. But
that part.
Yeah.
It was free. Well,
no, it free.
It came with sweat equity.
Yes.
It came with sweat equity. Alrighty, so we are gonna wrap up, but I wanna know, what are your plans for shopping?
Well, she told me not to buy any bras. This is the post doctor, nurse practitioner, or whatever. She said, don't go any bra shopping, because mom was asking about that. She's like, when can we go shopping? We want to take her shopping. She said no bras until 3 months.
3 months.
She's like, that's when they'll be, you know, a lot more settled in. So, but I have been like buying some items online and looking at some stuff and, you know, trying on some stuff. I actually made some purchases, and yeah, so we'll see. It's a journey, and hopefully there will be even less and less and less of me, but building muscle, because I want to be strong. I want to be functional. Yes. But definitely want to be sexy too.
There they are, the girls.
They're not that big, or well, they may look big. Oh, my knees. So they may look kind of big, but they're there. I have an all black, so you can't really see much, but they're there.
We'll be back So we thank y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Leave all your questions, and we will definitely make sure to get them answered. And yeah, thanks for hanging out.
If you guys subscribe and she get a whole bunch of likes and subscribes, then we'll show the as much as we can. Like, I'm an open book, so if she had Patreon, then we could show everything. Like, I don't mind just taking it off. Makes me no difference.
All right, y'all heard what she said. How many likes you want?
What's a good amount?
I don't know. Give us at least 100 likes.
Yeah.
And we'll give y'all something y'all might like.
Yeah.
Don't take your brain, your mind somewhere it shouldn't go. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will see you next time. Peace.